Hey, my beautiful, loving soul. I hope everything is good and you feel good, and everything is fine. And today I have the episode for you where I will discuss with you why does imposter syndrome happen. And imposter syndrome or imposter phenomenon, so both things are the same, happens due to a psychological phenomenon where people doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. And this can be due to internalized societal and cultural messages, a perfectionist attitude, and a tendency to downplay one's own abilities and achievements. And despite having evidence of their success, they attribute their achievements to luck, timing, or external factors, and fear that they will eventually be exposed as a fake. So, when I wrap this up, it's an identity problem. So imposter syndrome is an identity problem because you ask yourself all the time, if am I good enough, or I don't belong to be here because I'm not as good as everybody thinks, and things like that. So, and this comes from the identity side. The term imposter phenomenon was coined by two American psychologists, Dr. Pauline Clance and Dr. Suzanne Imes, back in 1978. And they described it as an internal experience of intellectual phoniness that those who feel fraudulence and worthlessness have in spite of outstanding academic or professional accomplishments. And in 1985, Joan, Harvey, and Cynthia Katz conducted research on imposter syndrome, which they termed the imposter phenomenon. They described it as a psychological pattern rooted in intense, concealed feelings of fraudulence when faced with achievement tasks. And another view is when we look to the Cambridge English Dictionary, and this tells us that it is the feeling that your achievements are not real or that you do not deserve praise or success. And of course, to take this academic jargon, I will take the description from Michelle Obama, because she described the imposter syndrome as the question I ask myself, am I good enough? That haunts us because the message that are sent from the time we are little is, maybe you are not. Don't reach too high, don't talk too loud. And isn't it right? So we are always here from when we are kids, when we are small, that we should not talk too loud. We always hear, shh, be not so loud. And because of this, we have the problem that we think, okay, I'm not good enough because I can't say anything, because I get because I get modulated. And this is, one problem when people have the imposter syndrome, because they have this experience and these feelings when they are very little, and when you never have the opportunity to explore yourself and speak up, and you get always get down, play small, things like that, then of course you have maybe the problem with the imposter syndrome, because you don't know who you really are and what your talents are. And of course, the imposter syndrome can impact people in many different fields, from students and professionals to artists to athletes. It can lead to stress, anxiety, and burnout, as individuals constantly strive for perfection and feel like they are not good enough. And imposter syndrome is a subconscious identity level issue. Hence the "who am I to?" question that runs so frequently in our self-talk when imposter syndrome strikes. And so much of our imposter syndrome self-talk vocabulary is about who we are and not what we do. And think about for a moment what kind of words you use when you talking to yourself, because most of the time we use phrases like "who am I to do that?" "What if they find me out?" "What if they realize I'm a fraud?" "What if they spot that I don't belong here?" And I would say imposter syndrome isn't a mind trap or a mindset issue. It's about who we see ourselves as being. And fortunately, imposter syndrome can be managed and overcome through various techniques, such as seeking support from friends and family, reframing negative thoughts, and practicing self-compassion and self-acknowledgement can help you get over this. And it is important for individuals to understand that imposter syndrome is a common experience and that they are not alone in feeling this way. So when you feel this way, when you heard about that and say, okay, I know this, I feel this, I am this, then let's say you are not alone with this. There are so many people that struggle with this, but no one wants to talk about it. And really, trust me, imposter syndrome is a widespread phenomenon that affects many individuals across different industries and backgrounds. And it can have a significant impact on one's personal and professional life, because it causes feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and constant self-doubt. And this holds you back all the time. Everything what you do, everything what you start, it will hold you back, and you will need so much more time and so much more energy to reach your goal, your target, whatever it is, what you want to accomplish, when you want to be successful, when you want to have millions on your bank account. and you're starting to reach this goal and you struggle with with imposter syndrome, then you will need so much time, you will struggle a lot, it will get so much harder, and maybe you never reach this goal because of this imposter syndrome problem you have. And some common effects of imposter syndrome includes performance anxiety. So with imposter syndrome, maybe you often feel that you are not good enough and you are afraid to being exposed as a fraud. And this can result in performance anxiety and stress, leading to decreased motivation and poor performance. So this is one thing. Then another thing is lack of confidence. Imposter syndrome can cause you to doubt your abilities and accomplishments. Leads you to a lack of confidence in yourself and your work. And this can affect your relationships, all the decisions you make, and your overall well-being as well. Then it can brings you burnout. So because of the constant pressure to perform and the fear of being exposed as a fake can lead to burnout. When you strive for perfection and work long hours to provide your worth, then you will definitely burn out because you need breaks, you need time for yourself, you need to recharge your batteries. And when you don't do this, then it gets to this burnout. Then another thing is procrastination. When you have or when you struggle with imposter syndrome, then it can be that you may avoid taking on new challenges or responsibilities due to your fear of failure. And this leads you to procrastination and missed opportunities because you don't take the steps that you should do because of the fear that you are fake. And it also can lead to isolation because the feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem that come with imposter syndrome can cause you to withdraw from social situations and leading to isolation and loneliness because you don't want to see anyone anymore, you don't get out of your home, and you want to talk to nobody anymore because you are so frustrated because you think you're not good enough and you think you never will reach your goal and things like that. And this is a bad downward spiral that can get really worse. So you should definitely do something about that when you experience things or feelings like that. And it is really important to recognize and address imposter syndrome, as its effects can be detrimental to one's mental and emotional well-being. By seeking support, reframing negative thoughts, and practicing self-compassion, you can overcome your doubts and achieve your full potential. And it's possible when you start to work on this. And I have 5 tips for you to overcome imposter syndrome. And the first tip is that you acknowledge and accept your feelings. So start really by acknowledging and accepting your feelings. Recognize that imposter syndrome is a common experience and that is not a reflection of your abilities or worth. Accepting and acknowledging your feelings can help you to move past them. So start with them. You can journaling as well, and when you acknowledge and accept your feelings, then journal this down. Then you can reframe negative thoughts. So challenge the negative and self-doubting thoughts that contribute to imposter syndrome. And reframe these thoughts by focusing on your successes and achievements and remind yourself of your hard work and effort. So you can also write down everything you accomplished, everything you succeeded, everything you have done, and you have a good outcome from it. Write everything down, and it can be super small as well. So everything, write everything down. Then you can, of course, seek support. So talking to someone you trust, such as a friend, family member, or a therapist, can help you process your feelings and provide you with a new perspective. And this is often a really big game changer to get a new perspective of your thoughts and of your life and how you can tackle some things. Then you can practice self-compassion. And this you are doing by treat yourself with kindness and understanding and avoid self-criticism. So celebrate your successes and acknowledge your hard work, and don't be too hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. You can also use meditation for that. You can write about that. You can use painting and to treat yourself well. And the last tip is focus on the process, not the outcome. Rather than fixating on the outcome, focus on the process, on the effort you put into your work, and celebrate small victories, as I said, along the way, and remind yourself that growth and learning often happen through mistakes and failures. So these are not bad things. We must make mistakes and we must have failures and experience failures to grow and to get better out of it and to be a better person after this. So these are not bad things. Acknowledge them. And so in a short conclusion, imposter syndrome is a complex and a multifaceted phenomenon that can have a negative impact on individuals, so on everyone's lives. By recognizing and addressing it, you can overcome your doubts and fears and reach your full potential when you do the first steps. So when you need help about this, then reach out to me. Write me a DM, write me an email. Get in contact with me. I'm here to help you. When you want to start right away, get my ebook, Self-Love with Mindfulness Meditations, because this will help you tremendously when it comes to these points, and you can start right away, and you need no equipment and nothing. You need only a few minutes a day to start with this, and these are the first steps, but you must start somewhere to get to your success and to achieve your goals and to overcome imposter syndrome. You must take the first steps. So reach out to me. Let us work together. I can help you to overcome this and to make your life so much better and help you see the opportunities that you have. So don't worry and reach out to me. So I bless you with light, with love, with health, success, and wealth. And I wish you a wonderful time. We see us next Tuesday. With love, yours, Eva. Ciao.